Hi guys, can you hear me loud and clear? Guys, okay, is there any disturbing sound coming from the background? Okay, it's because of the AC. Like, is it disturbing you too much or you can hear me clear? Okay, great. Guys, how many people generally join this class? 7 approx. So we are 3 here right now. 4 more missing. Okay, let's wait for them for 2 3 minutes. Then we'll start.
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि यार अब लेना ही है। ठीक है, अब फिर ऐसा है कि एक मिनट रुकिए।
Okay, guys, shall we start or do you guys want me to wait for anybody else? Guys? Okay, can you see my screen? You can see my screen, right? Okay. So we'll be studying today SQL injection. So do you guys know what is SQL? What is SQL? So guys, this session will be a two-way session. You have to interact with me, otherwise either write or speak anyways. Okay, what is a structured query language? What is the purpose of structured query language? Where we actually use structured query language? Exactly. It is used for communication with the database. So SQL injection is basically, it's an injection. Oh, sorry. It's a vulnerability. It's a most common vulnerability in your hacking technique. Okay. This technique might destroy the database. This technique might give you the database of the website, whatever the database is stored with the website. So where does data is stored? So while we talk about website, okay. So while we talk about the website, we have basically two main parts of your web application. One is your web server, one is your database server. So whenever you open any website, so suppose when you open facebook.com, twitter.com, any .com website or any website, what do you see? That server, that is your web server, that's coming from your web servers. Okay, so that part is allowed for you to see, that for you to communicate with the web server. Okay, but when you put your id and password, when you put any of the data, when you store any of the data with the server, that particular data, it gets stored with the database server. So there are two kind of server, your web server and your database server. Okay, so web server is the one with whom you can interact normally, right? You have permission to interact. Like whenever you open any website, you see all the parts of the website. That is basically you're interacting and you're communicating with that server. Okay, so that is your web server. But database server is the one with whom you don't have any permission to interact with. It works in the background. All of your information is stored in your database server, like your username, your password, your phone number, and anything else. Like suppose if I open dvw over here, right? So I'm already logged in, but if I log out, so this is the ID, this is the password. So this ID and password is stored with the database server, not with the web server. So web server for this particular page, for DBW is my own system, right? I hope you know this, that web web server for this particular website, for the, because we are hosting it on a local channel, local network. So and XAMPP makes our particular system a web server, so that we can open this website and anything which we want from this particular website, we can just interact with our system and we can get it over here. Getting my point? Yes, no, maybe? Guys? Okay. So do you guys know how your database looks like behind? Like in the background, how does your database looks like? How does it work? Yeah, it's in a form of a table. Okay. So, okay, let me show you how does it looks like. PHP, my admin. So you see, this is your database. This is coming from directly from the website, where extracting this database whole structure from directly from the website. We're not looking at this one from our own system. Like web server and database server, as I'm telling you, they are two different things, right? So inside DBWA, now you see over here inside DBWA, if you look for the users, you can see over here your first name is admin, your last name is admin, your username is admin, and your password is this one, which is in your encrypted format, right? So as I told you before as well, like your passwords, your IDs, and lots of things, your mainly credentials, your credentials are stored in a cryptographic format. So this can be your hashing, this can be your encryption, asymmetric encryption or symmetric encryption, anything. So if you get any data like this, so what you have to do is you need to crack that data. How do you crack it? We go to the crack station, right? We just put this data over here. Guys, if I'm going too fast, let me know. Okay, we click on crack hash. Okay, here we have the password, which is the by default password of our website, which we always put while we log in. Okay, so this is how your data is stored over here. This is how your database looks like. And how does your command goes when you enter your ID and password in your DBW or any website? Okay, when you enter your password, how does it goes like? The command for SQL injection is like select from this one. Like when you put your username is equal to admin. Yeah. So username what we gave was admin, right? And password we gave was password, or it can be anything, whatever it can be. How does it goes like? It goes like select. This is the command for your SQL. Okay, in the database, how it's checking or how it's taking your ID and password, how it's checking your password. It goes like select star. Star basically means everything, all the usernames, basically everything from where you have to check, from check it from users. Okay, where user ID is equal to then your ID, whatever your ID is, you put admin or whatever ID you put. Okay, so select everything from users where your user ID is admin. So look from all the users that do we have any user ID which is equal to admin. This is the first command. Then we put and for the second command, and password is equal to password. Okay, so this is how your command goes over there in your background. Select everything from users where user ID is admin and your password is password. If these two queries matches, if these two queries are true, if these both queries are true, then open the gate, otherwise let it be, show the message. So over here you can see select star from users, right? This is how your database looks like, and this is how your database actually works. And your stars means over everything from all these particular users, it has to check whether we have admin or not. Got it? Okay. So today we'll be studying about SQL injection. Okay, what is SQL injection? How do we do that? And everything about that. And how do we actually find SQL injection in your websites? So do you guys got what is SQL injection? It's a vulnerability basically. Okay, where we put or we insert malicious code in SQL statement. So do you anybody of you know SQL language, structured query language, or little bit you understand that? Whether you know it fully or you understand? Like, do you know all the commands of SQL or what? Okay. So let's finish the theory, then we'll come back to the practical. We'll finish the theory fast, okay? Because practical is too much for this one. Okay, so you got what is SQL injection. So basically we have three type of SQL injections. One is your blind based. So SQL injection also we call it SQLI. Yes, Vaibhav, we will be doing that. Error based and union based. Okay guys, one more thing. While I'll be performing the practical, please make sure you are noting down everything. Okay, just don't try to do it with me. First understand how we do it and then you can do it. I'll give you time for doing the practical as well. Just note down whatever command I am performing, whatever I am writing, whatever steps I am telling you to check in the website. So make sure you note down all these things. If you're noting it down, no, you don't have to watch the video again, what I did, what I am doing. So it will be easy for you to perform the practical, because while I'm doing the practical, I'll be showing you each and every step and I'll be going very slow so that you can note everything. Okay. So first is your error based. In error based injection, after is basically we make some manipulation in the URL. Okay. If it gives you some error, some useful information, after you make some manipulations in the URL, and if it gives you some error, so sometimes you might have seen when you put wrong URL or you change something into URL, it gives you some information. It says that it's a SQL error, and it says that okay, it's lagging. 1 second. Webber, is it lagging? Actually, that point of time my mic, it just falls down. I'm actually using the other headphones of the phone one. That's why I forgot to bring the other headsets. Okay. So error based is basically when you put any command or you make some changes in your URL and it gives you error with some information. Okay, that is your error based injection. Blind based injection, basically it will not give you any error. Okay, it's just random, no error is thrown in this case. So basically when it asks for your admin ID and any ID and password, in that point of time if you put admin, and so if you guys have seen this, I'll just show you the practical for this one. If you guys like write it down like admin, or 1 equals to 1. Do you guys understand this one? Do you guys this cheat code, SQL cheat code, this one? Have you ever like came across this thing? So what is this? Can anybody tell me what is this? Exactly. It will make the statement true. Not in every case, because sometimes if you don't have SQL injection at that point of time, the statement is false, or the statement is not actually executing, you can say. Okay, union based is basically when you use union commands to retrieve data. Okay, so let's, okay, before that, you guys have done your Google dorking, right? So if you want to look for any website from Pakistan whose index should be PHP equals to PHP and ID should be equals to 123 or anything, how do you look? How do you look for that particular website? So I want a website, okay, which should be from Pakistan, and index should be of PHP, and ID should be any number. Just write down in your comment box how do we look for that this particular website. All the websites like these. So I want to look for a website. Okay, that website should be of Pakistan. Okay, you can say in URL or you can just put site as well. Yeah, in URL PK, index should be of .php, because now you have to write index as well. Okay, so how do you do that? You can write in URL or you can write site as well. Anything, both are okay. Then you write PK because I want it from Pakistan, slash I want to give one more comment, which is your index.php question mark ID is equal to anything. Okay, so we have this particular 3 websites. So we're not sure whether these are prone to SQL injection or not, vulnerable to SQL injection or not. First of all, how do we find that whether any website is prone to SQL injection or not? Okay, correct. So this is the website we have for hotel. Okay. Whether you're not getting my voice or it's breaking. Audio lag. Breaking. Okay. Okay, just let me know when it lags next time. Okay. So I'll just repeat the things again. So speed is also okay. Okay. How do we actually look for any website if they have SQL? Yeah, am I audible now? Loud and clear? I just restarted the connection. Okay, great. Okay, so how do we check for any website if it is prone to SQL injection or not? There is a possibility that whether this particular website has SQL injection or not. Okay, you just have to give a small semicolon. Okay, first you have to check with the small semicolon. After you put semicolon, is it giving you any error or not? No, it's not giving us any error. So we can just choose another quote, just a little bit of semicolon. Okay, just click enter. Now, if you receive any particular SQL error over here, can you see any SQL error over here? Yes, we can see over here that this particular thing says that warning MySQL num row expect parameter one to be resources boolean given in your home something something and something, right? So I'll just share this website with you on the chat box. Okay, so after I'll tell you everything, this will be a homework that you have to check for this website. Okay, just look for this website after we are done learning how we can exploit this website particularly. Okay, so this is one of the way to look for SQL injection. So just have to give a small code and click enter and look for if you are finding any MySQL or SQL error, syntax error. Okay, why we say that if you're receiving this kind of syntax error, it's vulnerable to SQL injection? Any idea why we say that? Like if it's showing some error like this, why we can say that it's prone to SQL injection? There's a possibility that we can perform SQL injection over this website. Any idea? Now this might show more information, but why do we say that? Basically, why we say that? So, okay, one more thing before that. One more thing before that, you can only put SQL injection only on the places where there is a parameter. Okay, so do you guys understand what is a parameter? Okay, so basically you can see over here your ID is equal to 3. What if I make your ID is equal to 4? Right, let's say ID equals to 78, no error. And if I put minus over here, still no error. So we can do it with other ways as well. There are other ways we will be performing that. So basically when I write any colon or any code, anything what I am putting over here, okay, so with this is going into the database server. When it's going into the database server, the SQL command is running over there, so it's also taking this particular semicolon or quote. This means that if I put anything over here, if I inject anything over it, that will also be going to your SQL database, right? At that point of time, we can check that there is a possibility that it might retrieve some data for us if we put the right command. Okay. So I'll just write, sorry. Okay. Now, there are two ways to perform SQL injection. One is your manual and automatic. Okay, so manual way you have to give lots and lots of commands. If you want to retrieve whole data, you really have to put lots and lots of commands, and also you should know basic understanding and also good understanding of your SQL language, structure query language. So if you know structure query language it like deeply and thoroughly, then you can perform manually in a very good manner. Okay, if you don't know your SQL language, don't worry, we all have tools for that as well. So you'll be performing manually and automatically both the ways. Okay, so I have one website already ready for you, your TNC Group Pakistan website. Okay, so first of all we'll have to check whether this website is, we can perform SQL injection over here or not. So we'll just give a small quote over here and click enter. So it says that requested index is not found. Okay. Now this does not say that ID is equal to 1, 2, 3 or anything, right? So we'll just make it to that particular syntax. Now ID is equal to 3. Now if I'll give this error, okay, now we have an SQL syntax error here. You have an error in SQL syntax. Check your manual reconstruction, whatever, MarineDB. It gave me the server version as well, right? So we'll go back. Now we know this website is prone to SQL injection. Guys, just a second. I'm just getting a call. 1 second, just. Okay, sorry. So now we know this website is prone to SQL injection. To implement any SQL injection or to get the data, basically to get the data from any website, we should know about what kind of tables it has, what is there inside the table, how many columns it has, how many rows it has. Okay, so the first thing which we have to find in this particular website, that how many columns we have for this. Okay, so for that we use the command order by, or there is one more thing what you can do. Generally this thing may work, may not work. What you have to do, you have to guess a number of columns which you can find in this particular website. Okay, so suppose I say that there might be possibility that it has 50 columns. ID is equal to 50 and I'll click enter. It gave me no error. Okay, so there is a possibility it's a big website. There is a possibility it has 50 columns. Let's make it 200. Enter. Still no error. Okay, but I don't think this website is that big that it might be having 200 columns. Now this is one more thing what we can do. We can give the negative injection, just a minus before 200. Okay, click enter. Still no error. Okay, so this way there is, like, this is one of the way from where you can just try this one. You can just put random number, any random number, and you can guess if they have SQL injection or not. Other ways you can use order by. So this was your real URL 3. Or what we have to do is order by and any random number which you can think of. Like this particular website can have, like, suppose 20 columns, and we click enter. So this says that unknown column 20 in this order clause. So there is this thing we got to know now, that this website don't have 20 columns, it's less than 20. So less than 20, let's try for 15. Click enter. Now 15 also we don't have. Now let's try for 10. Okay, we have 10 columns. This is surety, we have 10 columns. Let's try for 14. So we don't have 14 columns. Let's try for 13. Okay, so now 13 is showing, but 14 is giving us an error. This means that this particular website has 13 columns. What my point? How do we do that? Order by and number of columns which you can think of. Order by guess the number of columns. Now this is the second thing what we have to do. First you have to give these commands. You have to check whether your site is vulnerable or not, right? Now we have 13 columns total. Okay, now we have to check which column is vulnerable. So all the 13 columns, we cannot say that all the 13 columns we can get information from. So we have to look for the vulnerable columns. Okay, how do we do that? We use union command for that. So our original URL is this one, right? This is our original URL. So we just write union select 1 to 13 because we know we have total 13 columns. Now, when I write this command, I should get an error. But right now over here, we are not getting any error. Why we are not getting any error? Because it's a positive. Let's make it negative. Put minus over here and click enter. Do you guys see any change over here? Over here, you can see it's 2 and this comes out to be 3. And if we look anywhere else, nothing it's showing to us. Okay, so this means that number 2, column number 2 and column number 3. There is a possibility that column number 2 and column number 3 has SQL injection vulnerability. Okay, so now if we want any particular information from these two columns, how do we get it? So column number 2, instead of 2 over here, we'll just delete this 2. Okay, now we want to see the name of the database. So there is a particular function for that, database and function. Okay, it's on column number 2 and here we have column number 2. As we click enter, it will show us the name of the database. So tnc group underscore web is the name of the database. Okay, now it also says that column number 3, there is a possibility column number 3 is also vulnerable. Okay, let's look for the version, database version. What version? It before also it showed us which version it was using, MariaDB, right? When we were checking for the SQL injection, whether the site is vulnerable to SQL injection or not, right? So we'll just write version, click enter. So see MariaDB, sorry, MariaDB, right? So now it's not showing that any other column is vulnerable or not. So we can just look for it, column number 4. Okay, so on column number 4, let's look for your current user. Click enter. Okay, you see any information at any place? No information. So this means that column number 4 is not vulnerable, right? So if we want to see the current user, we'll have to put it on either column number 2 or column number 3. So this is your 1, this is 2, this is 3, and let's make it 4. Enter. Instead of column number 3, now it's showing us the current username. So this is the host, local host. So this might be the admin, right? So we got the database name, we got the current user, we got the version number. This way we can get lots and lots of things. If you know SQL injection, SQL commands, you can even get the admin ID, admin password, and all those things, right? So for that we have different big commands we'll have to put, and it will take a lot of time for us. So okay, do you guys understood till here? Any question till now? Okay, this is one of the manual way we can perform these tasks. Okay, so these are few commands which we can perform, and through which we can get data off the website. Then we can also do all these activities through your using tools basically. Okay, so we have basically two main tools for this particular action to perform, and we don't have to do anything in one of the tool. One of the tool is like you just put the email ID, or sorry, just put the URL, and it will do everything automatically. In one, you have to again put some commands, and it will give you the result. Okay, so one is your SQL map, and one is your Havage. Have you guys ever heard of SQL map? So have you ever like perform anything over SQL map? Okay. Did you find something? Did you find admin login ID and password? We got the database. Wow. Which college website share with us also? Okay, not issues. Okay, so this is the website. Let me make it big. Okay. So first thing, how do we start SQL map basically? So in your Kali, if you have Kali, you might be having Kali, just go to the applications. Inside applications, we have data assessments. Okay, inside data assessment, we have SQL map. Just click over SQL map, your SQL map will start. So over here you can see this is your SQL map. Okay, if you don't have SQL map in your Kali, you can download it from GitHub, but you will be having your SQL map in your Kali, that's for sure. Okay, so these are some options and the commands which you can use while you are performing the attack. Okay, so I'll just tell you how to do it. I'll tell you a few commands. So first of all, you need a URL which you want to attack. Okay, now this is the URL we want. This is the website we are attacking. We'll just copy this particular URL, and now what I want to look for this particular database, or we want to look for the database name first of all, right? Now I know this particular website is Bronto SQL injection. We'll just directly put the command to look for the database name. If it gives us the database name, then we can perform more tasks. If it does not, then we can look for something else. Now, every time you start for SQL injection with through your SQL map, you write SQL map space -u. -u is for the URL. Okay, and then you paste the URL. Make sure your URL always has ID equals to something. If your URL does not have ID equals to something, then there is no possibility of performing the SQL injection attack. Okay, and minus DBS. DBS is for your database. And click enter. So now it processed very fast. You can see fetching the database names. Used SQL queries return two entries. So two entries, basically it says that we can perform attack on two entries, two columns basically. Okay. Also, it has taken out two things from the database name. So we have information schema. Sorry, this two entries does not mean that we can perform attack on two columns. This means that they have taken out two kind of names from database. One is your information schema. One is your TNC group WebEx, right? Which we got from there as well when we were doing manual injection. And over here it says that available database two. One is information schema. One is your TNC WebEx, right? So this is one of the way from where you can find the, this is the command. Okay, I'll just write the command for you. So do you guys want me to send this command over your chat box, or I'll just write in your notepad? So instead of your the website, you can just write the URL over here. Okay. Okay. Now we have got the database name. So which database we available is over here, information schema and TNC group WebEx. Now inside the database we have tables, right? We need to get the name of the table. So to get the name of the table, the command is, every time there is this command will always be here, your SQL map -u for URL and the URL and the original URL, which is, this is the original URL which we took from the website. Okay. Now to get the name of the URL, what you do, or to get the name of the table, what all we have in table, all the things inside the table, what we have to do is write -d space for which database you need a table. We need TNC group, the name of the database WebEx. So I'm taking this from here. Okay. Space, what I want tables from here. Tables. And click enter. Sorry. Okay. So here you can see we got the tables of this particular database TNC WebEx. We got all the tables what TNC WebEx has. Address book, then admin information we have, then we have banners, brands, colors, image, countries, only country, contents, and also lots and lots of things, right? So just observe from where you can actually fetch the real data. So real data, I think we can get it from admin, right? Now you need to fetch the data from admin table. Okay. Again, as I told you, command is always be like SQL, MySQL map minus u and the URL. Will always start with this, and then you have to put what you want. Okay. Now I want the data from the particular table. Now we'll just write minus t, which is for table, and what the table name is tbl underscore, and we'll look for the name tbl underscore admin. Okay, and we want all the columns from tbl admin minus columns. Okay, and enter. Oh, unable to read file columns. Okay, it's minus columns. Now from minus columns we got this data that this particular website, inside this website there is a table which is your table admin. Inside that you have the data with columns and types which has main id, p log, p name, password, show, and something. Okay, now we want to retrieve this data, right? We want the data of this particular table. Just have to do repeat the same command with your minus dump. So dump means basically all the data from this particular area I want to dump it into my particular system. Okay, minus dump and click enter. Now it asks you, do you want to store hash to temporary file for eventual further processing with any other tool? Yes, I want to do that. Do you want to crack them via dictionary based attack? So there is a possibility that this website has, like we saw in the database, your password was stored in your hashing format, right? So there is a possibility over here that this password is stored in your hashing format. So it says that we have dictionary. Do you want to perform dictionary based attack? Do you guys know what is a dictionary based attack? Okay, dictionary based attack is basically like in your when I show you the database of dvwa. So over there we took the, okay, dictionary based attack is basically, so we have list of passwords. Okay, any password which is possibility your password if is in that particular list, and we perform the brute force attack. Suppose you have the id, you don't have the password. So if when you perform brute force attack and you put thousands of passwords in that one password, if any password matches, for that file you have that particular file which you are adding as a payload, that file is known as dictionary. Okay, so we have already pre-built dictionary for this. Now over here, dictionary based attack, what we are doing for is we have the password. Okay, so there is a password like we saw in your dvwa. Password was something like this, right? Which was your password, which is equal to password. Actually the value of this particular thing was password. This was in your cryptographic format, right? Now inside dictionary it will be like this. There will be a value, hashing value, which will say hi. Okay, there will be another hashing value which will say hello. There will be another hashing value which will say password. There will be another hashing value which will say, sorry, okay, which will say C. There will be another value which will say I am, like this. Okay, like this, there will be a list of thousands of passwords for every value. So these will be the real value. Okay, I just wrote it like that. So encryption of hi will be the real one over here. Encryption of hello will be the real encryption, whatever the real encryption is. Encryption of password will be the real encryption. Okay, inside that file you have all these pre-filled passwords and words, basically, I'll say. Okay, so if I'll put password, or if I'll put this particular thing in the dictionary, I'll be able to find this means password, right? From inside the dictionary we have this one in dictionary based attack. Inside dictionary all these values are pre-filled for us, so that you don't have to make any efforts. You just put the query over there. If there is any data related to that, it will show it to you. Okay, so I want to perform dictionary attack. Starting now. Okay, so it gave you the data about that particular thing. So it says that main id is 1. P show, I don't know what is P show is. Yes. P pass is for password. So this is your password which is in your encryption format, right? And this is the name of your admin, Shehzad Akbar, and this is the ID. ID, it says admin. Okay, so it has fetched out only the P login for us. It has hashed the P login for us, but it has not decrypted the password thing, right? So we can decrypt the password. Just copy and crack station. Paste it over here. I am not robot. Okay, so the password for this website is 123, and the type was MD5, which was used for this particular hash. You can imagine this kind of password used by admin, right? So if you find anything related to this particular page, like if you suppose if you are able to find the admin login page, though I try to find it out, we cannot get this admin login page for this particular website. But if I find admin login page, if I get my hands over the admin login page, I can easily get into this website and I can like thoroughly delete all the data. Anyways, I can perform each and everything whatever I want to do, right? So this is one of the way from where you can perform SQL injection. Your SQL map, one of the tool, one of a very good tool to perform SQL injection. Got it? Any question in that? Simranjit, do you understood what is your dictionary attack? It's same as a brute force attack, just you put one dictionary, predefined dictionary. If you have any data in that, so your crack station is also sort of a dictionary attack. So we have already data available in the background, same as your database. Just look for we have this particular value. Select this from the users from this particular area and match the value. Just that. So do you guys got it? SQL map. Okay. Then we have one more tool for this. Your SQL map. You can also download SQL map over your Windows. Okay. Yeah, we have Havich. And you have done this class. Okay. So we have Havich. Havich is a very nice tool. Okay. Before the SQL map was your command interaction. You have to put some commands and then you get some Weber for what you write no. So in SQL map, you have to put some commands, you have to learn some commands. Okay, but Havich, you have to do nothing. It's GUI based. and very nice tool, gives you each and everything with just one click. Okay, so let me show you how you can download this. So from darknet.org, you can download this tool. Guys, you're noting down everything, right? And if I'm going very fast, just let me know, I'll slow down. And from here, you can download this tool. Okay, while you're downloading it, when you look up and down, you will get confused. So this is the place from where you have to download. I'll share the link with you. And when you will unzip the file, you have to put the password darknet123. Okay, you can download it now, not an issue. This is the real URL. All you have to do is just copy the URL, go to the website, put the URL over here and click on analyze. That's all, your work is done. Now, remaining work your Harvage will do for you. Just one issue with the Harvage. Harvage is an old tool. It is not updated regularly. So if you're trying to look for SQL injection over Harvage, okay, if you find it very good, if you don't find it, do try for SQL map as well. So if you don't find over here, there's a possibility you can find it over SQL map. SQL map keeps on, it's like every day, every time, it's keep on updating itself time to time basically. Okay, now as you put the URL over here, you click on analyze. So, okay, it has started the analyzing. Now over here you can see key found, well recognized, injection database and database MySQL. Selected column count is 13, right? So we had to put the command over there, ordered by, but over here with the one click, it got us how many columns we have. And valid string column is 2. Valid string column is 2, basically you have vulnerability in 2 columns where you can put the string commands or where you can put the SQL commands, injections. Okay, and the current database user, sorry, current database name, TNC group WebEx, right? Now, if you click on the information, this is the same information it will show you. Now you can click for the tables. Now, inside tables, it's showing you one table right now, but if you click on get database, it will show you 2 tables. Okay, now either you can get information for both the tables, or sorry, for both the database you can get the tables, or you can get it for one basically. So information schema has nothing, I have already checked. We have one information tables inside your TNC group WebEx. Just click on get tables. So you have to go line by line. Okay, we already got the database name. These two is the database name. Now we want the tables, get tables. So these are the tables we have. We already seen this one. We have approximately 57 tables, right? Inside tables, we need to see the data for some particular table or any table which you want to see, just click over it. Okay, for particular table have columns inside it. Just click on columns. It gives you the columns. Now we want what is there written inside these columns. Okay, we'll just select for what all we want the information. So after you select columns, you want to get data, click on get data. So in down also you can see what it's happening. You can see data found, main ID is 1, main ID is 1, p name P name is Shehzad Akbar. P login over here. You can see it's in encrypted format. P password, it's in encrypted format. P show, yes. Now we have the login ID which is in encrypted format. We can just copy this ID and we can just go to crack station and copy the ID over here. Click on I am not robot and verify. Crack hash. Okay. So this is also using MD5 and your ID is admin. This already we cracked in your SQL map. Right. So this tool is one of the best tool. Okay, Havage, and better than Havage it's SQL map. SQL map because it's keep on updating itself. That's the only issue. You can also save the tables, you can also save the data, or you want to see each and everything from here, you can just save the results from here. Okay, did you guys download it, Havage? And you guys have Kali stored in with you? Okay, no, not an issue. Do you guys have Kali stored with you? Okay, so no issues. So one thing what you can do, just try to put the commands. Okay, try to look for the website. First thing, I'll just repeat it for you guys. Okay, first thing what you have to do, look for a website which has, okay, there is a possibility that there is no ID is equal to 1, okay, or 2 or 3, whatever. So and you put any any colon or semicolon, it might show you some information. Simranjit, like you can perform it on anywhere. Okay, just check it out. Just make sure you don't get caught. So if anybody gets caught in you stealing their database, they can sue you for that. Okay, so don't take my advice on it. If you want to do it, do it. I'll say no for it because you're stealing the data. Okay, so while you're stealing the data, it's not something which is legal. For excuse me, Simranjit, for project purpose as well. You have to take the permission for a website from their owner whether we can perform this task or not. Like if you want to perform it, just sit in your house, perform it, and don't show it to anybody. If you do show off and anyone of from your friends complains to the college, they'll like fire you. They'll get a hold of you. Wherever I tried to look for TNC group admin panel, but they have not shown the admin panel for TNC group. Okay, and if you guys try TNC group, okay, there is one more thing which TNC group has come up with. So don't get confused that you are not able to hack TNC group. When you open TNC group, you see it's not secure because it's right now HTTP. But TNC now has also HTTPS. Okay. So HTTPS semicolon / TNC. Okay. You see, we have HTTPS as well for TNC group. It's secure. You can see. So if you anyways open TNC, just delete the S, click enter. It will open HTTP for you. This is also one of the vulnerability. Do you guys know what vulnerability is that? This is one of the very high level vulnerability. If not high level, then medium level vulnerability. This is your HTTP strict transport policy, HTTPS strict transport policy. So any website which is on HTTPS, so this website it's on HTTPS, right? So when I'll delete S from this website, it should not get open in HTTP. You see, it came back to HTTPS. It is not getting open in HTTP. If it's getting open in HTTP, then it's a bug. Why? Because anything which you're performing over this website will not be in an encrypted format. It will be in a plain format, plain text. So if you TNC group is not in your it's not following HTTPS. So mostly all the websites which are on HTTPS should follow this particular thing. Now in crack station also, if you try to delete S, click enter, it came back to HTTPS, right? But over here it's HTTPS and you delete it, click enter, HTTP not secure. HTTP strict transport policy. So your website has to be open in HTTPS. There is no way that it's getting open in your HTTP format protocol. Okay. So guys, do try this one. Okay, right now. Download. Have you downloaded Havage? No, Ayan, they'll not send you jail. You make a report for it and then inform that, sir, you have this vulnerability on your website, and then you can just inform them. And there is a possibility that they might provide you with some good money because you have reported the vulnerability. Okay, this thing no will teach you in your penetration testing at how to make the report and how to inform all these things. So and there is also a bug bounty process. Do you know about bug bounty? Okay, you have reported but didn't get any reply, so that's your luck. So report it to somebody like whom you know, so that they can get you something out of it. That's one of the way. Okay. So guys, do you have any question in this SQL injection? Anybody? Okay. So we're done for the day. If you have any question, you can ask me, and then I'll upload the class. I hope you have noted down all the points, all the steps, so that you can perform it in an easy manner. You don't have to look for the video again. But before you try, first try it out on this particular website. Okay. Sorry. Try it out on this website so that you have your hands practice how to do it. Try all the three ways, manual as well as the automatic way as well. Use both the tools so that you have knowledge of both the tools. Anytime your Havage is not giving you any reply, any response, Wherever I'll upload it in another, like after you leave the class, another 15 minutes I'll upload it. Okay, then it will take, after like 15 minutes, it will take next 15 minutes to upload properly. Okay, so I'll upload in like another half an hour whenever we leave the class. After half an hour you can just check it. So guys, if you don't have any question, then we can leave for the day and you can practice this particular commands. Okay, do it right now, otherwise you will not practice it later on. I know. Do it on this website. We can try another website later on. Good night guys, take care.